Good afternoon, everyone. Today's match is between the Americans and the Aztecs. This is set to autoplay. I want to see how well this runs. Oh, barbarians already. I probably won't do much talking in here unless something important comes up. We're going to sit back. Let's see, I see two city-states. There's a third. Looks like it's just north. Oh, the two of them are practically right next to each other. Teddy Roosevelt is right here. I think the Aztecs are over here. Yeah, the Aztecs are in the turquoise. Washington is in the blue. Grenada. Geneva. Seems like Geneva's in a lot of these. I tested this out a couple days ago to see how it would go. The mod that I'm using actually needs some updates to it, and a lot of the keyboard keystroke features don't work, but this part of it does. I end up doing almost 3 hours on the total video of it. Now, it did say when turns were coming to an end. If anyone watching feels that, yeah, this is pretty much dominated by one country, one civilization, we can go ahead and end it there. But if everyone's still mixed, saying, hey, it could go either way, I'll continue and let it go on until one is over with. I have no heartache being here for 3 hours. Early game, lots of barbarians. It looked like the Aztecs just put out a scout. Scout. America has a scout out too. As things go along, I'll try to point out different things. I did have, because of the lack of keystrokes in this mod, it was difficult to tell where anybody was at. Turns weren't really coming up or anything like that. I hope they get to update this mod. There's a lot of good things that could happen in here. Now, to let you know, this is being run on an older machine. I'm running an AMD 5200 Plus. I built this a little over 10 years ago. I've tested it. There seemed to have been no issue. I didn't test it with OBS to see if it would actually go along and with the browser open, but there seemed to be no lag. I'm running Linux Mint, and I'm running the Mate desktop. So there shouldn't be too much trouble. A little bit of problem starting up. I had to go back and reboot, but that's part of running the older machine. I should have started the game first, but we're up and running, it looks like. Barbarian camp. If you play Civilization 6 at all, you know that in the beginning part of the game, lots of barbarians. One thing I'm noticing here, all three city-states seem to be behind the American, Teddy Roosevelt. That could play out to their advantage. No modifications other than the autoplay mod have been done to this game. That's why I'm doing it live, because I don't want people saying, oh, you set it up to be this way, that way. You're looking at what I'm looking at for the first time. I did not say where the civs were going to be, where the city-states were going to be. The game completely picked those out. I'm also running it on a Pangea map, and this is dual, obviously, because it is going civilization versus civilization. I'm sorry to say, I think the Aztecs kind of got burned on this a little bit, not having any city-states near them. Let's see if they can come back on it, though. Babylon. It's another one of the city-states. I had completely no control over where the city-states started. All victory conditions are still in here. I don't know if that plays in or not, but that should give everybody a chance to go for where they are. Scores are even set, even though scores cannot be seen. I don't even know what the scores are. Washington's coming out with their first settler. Now, the one thing that the Aztecs have in the early game, they have what's called the Eagle Warrior. That is their unique unit. The American, their American unique unit doesn't come out until the modern era with the P-51 Mustang. I actually felt that the Aztecs would have an advantage with their unique unit coming out first. But oh, there comes their first settler. Where are they going to go? Washington's already up to Pop 4. Geneva's up to Pop 4. Barbarian Slinger's out already. Wow. The settler for Washington hasn't moved at all. The Aztecs are moving their settler right up towards that barbarian camp. I didn't catch what... Oh, there they go. Okay. They're moving east. Or moving west, actually. I'm sorry. And they got to take advantage of those city-states all being on their side. Charleston. Charleston is in South Carolina. Oh, flood. Looks like they just had a flood. This is on the Gathering Storm expansion pack. They got their second city down. This is AI versus AI. Today it's the Americans versus the Aztecs. This game is being recorded live, just to show you that there's been no influence on this whatsoever. Babylon. They are going after that barb camp up there now. They got a warrior out of the barb camp. Let's see how these Eagle Warriors do. They're already up to a level 1, it looks like, or a level 2. They're up 1 level. They seem to be fairly strong. Oh, here comes another Eagle Warrior. Yeah, they're definitely pumping out those Eagle Warriors. See, they're only on pop 3. Grenada just pumped out a builder. Sorry. Population 3 on their main city and population 2 on their second city. Washington's on a population 4, but I can't see their second city yet. I believe I left the turns at 500. City states really put out a lot of warriors. Nope, they're still going. For those who are joining us right now, this is Civilization 6. I'm doing an AI only tournament where I have grouped together basically all of the civilizations. Now, I was only able to pick 32. There's like 46 different civilizations in here. So if I didn't pick yours right out in the tournament, I basically went with how civilization put them in as their location and or historical impact between each other. Those that were missed on a later tournament, I will get those in on a later tournament. Right now we have the Americans versus the Aztecs. America looks like they have more territory right now. The Aztecs do have the advantage in the beginning when they have their unique unit, the Eagle Warrior. But they seem to be a bit behind. I do have the live chat up. If you want to say something, feel free to do so. I will try to interact with you. Oh, another settler just came out for the Aztecs. I didn't notice if one came out for the Americans yet. No, I don't see one yet. Washington is up to a population 5. Oh, well, Americans do have another settler out right up there in the upper left. Who's going to plop theirs down first? The Americans are up to a population 6 in Washington, population 5 in Charleston. The Aztecs just built something. See, they got spearmen already down there. That must be a district down here in the lower right. Oh, the Aztecs have their third city. Ooh, look where they put their third city, too. Right down here next to Washington, as close as they could get. Ooh, Cincinnati. For the Americans' third city, they put them right on the coast. Way in the back over there. What's going on down here? Tenyuyuka. Tenyuyuka? I think it's the name of that city. We will be doing another broadcast next weekend. I'm going to try to get 2 out on Saturday and 2 out on a Sunday. I might do a special broadcast for tomorrow, Monday. I do have the day off from work. Barbarians with horses out already. Look at that. Barbarian horsemen already. Barbarians actually come out with a lot of fast units. Grenada taking care of barbarians. There are 3 city-states in here. The bad thing for the Aztecs, the 3 city-states ended up behind Washington. Ooh, Aztecs has a trader out. A trade unit. The Aztecs are small territories, though. Once again, just to let you know, I had no influence over this. The only thing I've done is add the mod to it. If you want to find that mob, it is broken. The part of it just auto-playing is working fine, but there are shortcut keys for it, and those don't seem to be working at all. I'm on the Gathering Storm version of Civilization 6. And the shortcut keys for the mod don't really seem to be working. If you want to find the mod, just go to the workshop on Steam for Civilization 6 and just type in autoplay. You'll see it right there. There's not even an image for it. There's been lots of discussion on it there, people asking for it to be updated. Another builder, it looks like. Oh, looks like they might have put down a district. With this old computer that I have, this seems to be running fairly well. My stream is looking good. Okay. Stream status looks good. I like it so far. Row, row, row. Doggies. You probably can hear the sound in the background. I didn't get it switched over. And once again, with it being on the older machine, I really don't want to mess with it too much. Cool. It's so cool. That was Kimaz. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If you can hear me out there, yeah. I really like this. There were other people out there that were doing AI only, and I really like the idea. That's why I went and looked for the mod for it. And then with the World Cup and everything coming up this year, I believe the Soccer World Cup is coming up. I thought this would be great. Do be prepared. I've run tests on this, and this is running somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours. "32 team tournament is what I'm starting out with, so I pretty much figured this is going to take several weeks to run through this, but Washington's up to population 8. I hope the mic is coming over fine. I play the game a little bit myself. I played a lot of Civilization 5. I was average at... Ooh, New Orleans. Nice. They got their fourth city down. Something going on in the north up there, though. I got another spot up there that I didn't... I think... Or is that... Oh, that's just mapping. I did try to set a lot of the groups up. North America, South America. I ended up with 2 European groups. I think there's an Asia-Africa group. I'd have to look at it later. So I try to set everything into groups according to their location and historical background or historical background, which is how I grouped them. So I was thinking of just doing a random throw-in, but I decided I'd go that way because it'd be nice to see. In the North American group, I have Washington, the Aztecs, I think the Cree and Canada are in there. And then in Europe, of course, there's like 8 European countries in there. There's a couple of them that I missed out on. But again, I went for a lot of the historical background for those areas also. You know, because I think I have Greece in there, but I wanted Greece. Greece is under, I believe it's under Asian African group. But because Persia is in there, Rome is in there also. I can't remember offhand who the other one is. So I definitely had to throw Greece in there. Plus, if I didn't throw Greece in there, my wife would have a conniption. Thank you for letting me know, Kemiz. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm of German background. My wife is from Greece. So, yeah, if I didn't have the Greeks in there, I would have heard all about that one. Fort City just came out for the Aztecs. And it looks like they might be heading... Oh, no, they're trying to connect up with that Eagle Warrior. Aztecs don't have a lot of territory. On the test run that I did, Friday night, I think it was, I had the Germans versus Mongolia. I just put it there. And it got all the way down to, it must have been a future era or something, because there were like these death robots that were going there. The Germans come up with the death robots, and eventually they just totally wiped out Mongolia with them. But I thought those death robots were so cool. I was also amazed at how high the city-states get. There's Grenada. I try to learn a lot about this game. I've still gotten into Civilization 6 just recently. I did have an issue with the Linux system on it. I'm running Linux Mint. I'm actually running the Mate desktop with it. But I couldn't get Civilization to work in there. Come to find out, it was a screen resolution issue, because I have the lower screen resolution because I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. But once I got that down, then I got into Civilization 6. And so I've been kind of learning this. It's different mechanics, different style of play, I guess you could say, than over Civilization 5. So I'm still trying to learn it. I've gotten past the ancient era. If you really want to learn how to play this game, I don't know these people personally, but I'm telling you, if you really want to learn the background, Techico. Okay, there's another settler for the Americans coming out. But if you really want to learn this game, if you're a beginner or, you know, want to learn the background and learn to be good at this game, I'm going to put it out. Filthy Robot. You have to look him up on YouTube. Really technical, a little fast talking. He really gets into how the units and everything work and how the different aspects of the game work. Another one that I really like is the Saxy Gamer. So if you get an opportunity, look them up on YouTube. I watch them as often as I can, and I learn quite a bit from them. I'm getting a little thirsty here. I'm going to move the mic away. I'm back. I got my water. Cold water. Looks like I have 3 people viewing right now. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing here. As you'll probably notice, I do have a tendency to ramble a little bit. Sometimes I'll say absolutely nothing, but I'll try to keep you a heads up of what's going on. It looks to me like the Americans have 4 cities out. The Aztecs also have 4 cities out. With the autoplay, again, as I mentioned, there's really no way of telling what turn they're in or what era or anything that they're in. I was thinking of getting a hold of the programmer for the mod. I don't know if he's still working on it or not, and seeing if I can get the mod updated somehow. Buffalo just went down. That's city number 5 for the Americans. He put them right on. Oh, they got a nice straight border right across the top here. I can get the game over there. We've got, looks like Buffalo. Then we have Washington. And down in the south, what's this one down in the south? New Orleans. So, yeah, they got a nice straight borderline right there. That's going to put the line together right there. I am not. Hello. DR Rumpy Squad. Hi there. Huh. Yeah, this is interesting. I thought this would be kind of cool. This is a tournament that I'm going to be running every weekend. I have no control over the outcome, and I set everything so that I set everything so I'd have no influence on this whatsoever. All I did was put the mod in, and that's it. I changed nothing in here. I didn't set it up to where one would have advantage over the other. I left all of the victory conditions running, barbarians. I was actually thinking of taking the barbarians out, but there's some civilizations that actually grow because of the barbarians. So I really didn't want to take any of those out. So where they ended up, this is on dual. I'm running Pangea map, 3 city-states. I was thinking about doing 4 to make it even, but I didn't do that, so I'm going to stick at 3. The problem with this game is here, the Aztecs, who I think right now are kind of behind. I can't see the score because the mod is actually broken. A lot of the shortcuts, again, don't work. But the 3 city-states ended up behind the American, more or less the American lines. So that's going to put a huge advantage for them. I believe next Saturday, I haven't looked at it. I'll have to look at it later. I believe next Saturday, I'm going to try to do 2 games within that day. These do look like they're running about 3 hours. I believe the next game will be between Canada and the Cree. I'm probably going to do the North American to get the North American champion finished first before I break into some of the other groups. Another civilization for the Aztecs. That's going to give them number 5. They are running behind on building civilizations. It was actually funny, since the Aztecs are an old ancient civilization in reality, this is kind of a good opportunity to see what they might have been able to grow into, even though they don't have any modern era unique units. I want to call that one Texaco down there for the Aztecs. I'm not even going to try to pronounce those cities. Ooh, Americans losing somebody up there. They haven't attacked each other at this time. They're mostly just trying to build, it appears, and fight off barbarians. I forget what the unique building is for the Americans. I do know the unique unit is the P-51 Mustang. I'm actually kind of can hardly wait for that one to come out. Yet the Americans got themselves a good front line there. Oh, another settler just came out for the Americans. Teddy Roosevelt. It actually looks to be like right now the Americans are ahead. I'm going to schedule another game for Saturday, this coming Saturday. Should be Monday's the 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15. Looks like Saturday the 16th. I'll probably be doing it at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'm also want to try to see if I can get an earlier game in, probably around noontime Pacific Standard Time. And then again, Sunday, I should be doing the same times. I'm looking at 4 p.m. Pacific and noontime Pacific, 12 Pacific time. That way I can get 4 games in on the weekend. And then if I happen to have like Monday off or something like that, I'll probably do a special run. Like I have tomorrow off from work. Ha ha ha, thank God. Now, in case, if you want to know a little bit more about me, my actual name is Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N. I'm a computer engineer. I can't tell you who I work for. but I work for a big company. But I am a computer engineer and technician for them. Los Angeles, California. Home of the Los Angeles Rams, who lost to the Patriots. Haha. Sorry, Patriots fan. I know you hate me. See, the Americans, I believe they're the blue and white. They got those ships up there, but they're not going to be able to get around up there. They got the ice pack. We've got them in there. So I don't think the Americans are going to be able to use a sea route to get to them unless there's something in the south. But the Aztecs have built their boats, but they use the lake or whatever they have there. Buffalo. Los Angeles and Buffalo right next to each other. That's funny. One, two, three, four, five for the Aztecs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities for the Americans. So right now it's 6-5. Now, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to keep up on... Oh, volcano erupting right there. This gathering storm. I got it set on disasters of 2. I left it at the default. Also, in case you want to know, this is not deity or anything. I left this at the default speed and everything. So I left it at Prince. Excuse me. I left it at Prince. I don't think changing the level was really going to make any difference. I didn't test it out, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Americans have 7 cities out. Oh, is there a problem already? Oh, the Americans are going after the Aztecs already. They're going after that city in the lower half over there. Let's see if we can burn in on it here. What do the barbarians have already? A skirmisher for the barbarians. I want to see what's going on down here. We want to keep track of this. I'm off just a little. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to try to move it up a little bit here. Looks like the Americans actually have it. Tanaka. I know I'm torturing that. Americans have Tanaka. It looks Tanaka. Yucca. I know the yucca plant. Yep, we got the fight going on for the city of Tanaka. Tinya Yucca. We're only 49 minutes into the game. The Americans are going after the Aztecs. Oh, Americans are going after the Aztecs already. It's telling me on the overhead map that the Aztecs don't have control of it. I'm going to keep trying to get down there because I know the map does break away following other things. There it is up there. It keeps going to that. Yeah, the Americans definitely... Oh, no. They actually do have it. I'm sorry. They have it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's their 7th city right there. So the Americans have 7 cities. The Aztecs have 4. They lost one. My test run that I did on this between the Germans and the Mongolians, that lasted almost 3 hours. And I think it was 2 hours before the Germans even tried to attack anything. Hour and a half to 2 hours, somewhere in there. But anyways, I think I started to say I don't think I finished it. It's because I'm ditzy in the head. I'm certified crazy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification so you can tell when the next one's going to come up. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to do a noontime this coming Saturday, a 4 p.m. on Saturday, also a noontime on Sunday, and a 4 p.m. on Sunday. Now I'm going to have to break away from you for a minute or two here. I have to use the little boy's room. So I'll be right back as the game. Enjoy the game until I get back. Drop my watch. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. System crash. I hope you're back with me here. Got to plug this in. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I went off to use the little boy's room and come back and it crashed. No, sorry about that. It was me. As I mentioned, I'm running an older machine and sometimes it just can't handle this. No, sorry about that. It was me. No, it was me. Okay, anyways, let's see. Let's get caught up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities for the Americans and 4 for the Aztecs. The Aztecs did lose one of their cities to the Americans. So this was kind of an early thing. San Francisco. All the major cities are here for the Americans. Looks like that says 56 of 60, so it looks like the restart put us in classical era? What's the one that comes after classical era? Renaissance, I believe. This will probably come out as 2 separate videos once it's done. Oh, another city just went behind the American lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities for the Americans. They're double over the Aztecs. Aztecpotzalco. Oh, there goes another one. I think Washington's taken over the Aztecs. They just took another city from them. Will they hold it, though? Americans have taken control of this thing. This is the first round. Winner moves on to the next one. Now, in case this does come out 2 separate videos on YouTube, if you want to watch this later on, there's 2 parts to this. There's the part after the crash of my system. Again, I'm using an older system. I'm running an AMD 5200 Plus. I built this over 10 years ago. I'm running Linux Mint with a Mate on it. It seems to be running pretty good. As I mentioned before, I ran a test on this Friday night, Saturday morning. It went all the way through 3 hours without any issue, but I didn't have OBS running at the time. And I didn't have the web running at the time, and it ran real well. It crashed today on me. I don't know if it's because this and OBS is running, or if it was because I was running OBS and the browser. So hopefully there won't be any more crashes here, but this is going a lot faster than last night, though. This is a tournament that I'm running, Civilization 6 World Cup Tournament. I've taken each civilization, broke them down into location and or historical background between the nations into groups. There's 4 in each group. Group A, Group B, C, D, E, F, and G. This is Group A play right here. As a civilization wins, I will move them on. So this is one loss, you're out, kids. There are 46 civilizations in Civilization 6 with the Gathering Storm expansion pack. I can only get 32 in here, so if I missed yours, I apologize. I can only get 32 in here, so I did stick with location and historical value as much as I could. The ones that are missing here, if this goes over fairly well, I will be putting those into a later tournament so everybody can see their favorite civilization in here. I'm going to try to do a broadcast next weekend. I'm doing these all live because I don't want anybody saying that I've influenced these games in any way. This way you can see live of exactly what's going on. But I want to schedule, let me get my tongue back here. I do want to schedule a 12 p.m. Pacific time and 4 p.m. Pacific time, Saturdays and Sundays throughout the entire tournament. If there's a holiday or I have a day off from work, I will do a single broadcast on those nights. Oh, there's another settler up here in the upper right-hand corner for the Americans. I think they got a good hold on that over there. The Aztecs are down to 3 cities. And I don't think the Aztecs are going to dispute it at all. New York. New York, New York. New Orleans. Catapults coming out for the Americans. Where are they going with it? I know someone else mentioned it too. The flopping around that the mod does can go get you a little in the head, but I will try to focus it in when it comes down to something important as best as I can. I have really no control over it whatsoever now. If you actually look down here and I go on the globe, it says player cannot affect the game during autoplay, which is what I was after. I don't want anybody saying I affected the game in any way. Affected the outcome is what I should say. And then the Eagle Warriors are still there. They're going after that Barb Camp, which goes up against Axemen or Pikemen, I believe it is. Will the Americans go after the other 3 cities of the Aztecs? The swordsman's taking out that eagle warrior pretty good. Aztecs don't look like they have much for warriors either. Truthfully, I thought the Aztecs would have a good control over this game in the beginning with their unique unit coming out right away. I wasn't really expecting the Americans to take control this early in the game. I thought it would be more building up for them and then bringing out the P-51 Mustang. But who are they going against here? There's another fight going on. Yep, the Americans, look at that. The Americans are in with a crossbowman, and they're coming in on the main capital of the Aztecs. Oh, looks like they took another city down here, too. Because this was an Aztec city down here. If we scroll down this way, we can see Texaco now belongs to the Americans. What do we've got over here? A knight, an America knight. And they're going after the main capital now, too. They got a crossbowman and a knight going after it, with this other Aztec city been taken over. Oh, and you got boats coming in, too. Look it up here in the upper right. The Great Armada. '27 defense in the main capital for the Aztecs. Oh, there goes more warriors for the Americans. If the Americans can get in and take the capital of the Aztecs, that's really going to put them at a huge disadvantage. And I really think the Americans have got it locked up right now. They just... Oh, there goes the capital. We missed it, but the capital just went down. Will it stay, though? Let's keep an eye... Oops, sorry. Let's keep an eye on it. The Aztecs' capital just went down. They have nowhere to trade or nothing. Will it stay that way, though? I'm going to try to keep the map focused in over there. There we go. It keeps jumping back and forth. There's a barbarian... What is this? Oh, skirmisher up there. The American city of Aztec took up... yeah. Now, if the Americans can take that final city, we're going to have to wait. I want to make sure they hold it, but I think they got the grip on it. They're sending 2 in to take the final city. We're going to watch it down here. I don't think the Aztecs have anything down there to hold that city either. Yeah, this is turning out to be more of a pure domination. Even though I do have the other victories put in here. We can just about call this right now. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it. Looks like it's a victory for the Americans. Nope. Looks like they backed off there. They're going to bring in a catapult, looks like. Well, they still got something going on down here. Philadelphia's got a spearman. Philadelphia, next to Cincinnati. I don't want to make it official. I want to wait till that last city goes down. And nothing seems to happen afterwards. But yeah, I think this is over with, gang. I do have posted the groups and everyone that's in the group. If you have a particular group that you'd like to see first in the next round, let me know. Geneva. There don't seem to be much going on down there. The Americans are just moving things around now. I do have it set at a score of 500 turns. I'm sorry. I have it set at 500 turns. That hasn't even come up yet. They're not going after that last city. Teotihuacan. Yeah, Yeah, I'm surprised too. I think what did them in was the fact that all three city-states ended up behind the American lines. And like I said, with their unique unit, the Eagle Warrior, I thought they'd really come out gang busting right there in the beginning, but they didn't. I thought they'd have. I also thought that the Aztecs would have advantage in the beginning, and it would be pretty much an even game all the way up to the point where the Americans came out with their P-51 Mustang. But it could be those city-states. Maybe that's what did it in for them. They got located in the wrong place. The Americans aren't going after that last city, though. That's the one thing about... Oh, a hurricane coming off of the ocean over there. But for me, if I was playing and I was at this advantage point right here, I'd just be taking out that last city. But, of course, this is the AI. Everybody says the AI is not the smartest. Or they could be going with the trade route. I'm not sure. And deep down inside, I was kind of hoping the Aztecs might pull this off. But then again, I am an underdog. I love going for the underdog. And I can tell you right now, if this does get up to the 500 turn mark, and it pretty much stays this way, I will definitely call it a victory for the Americans. Another settler out for the Americans. They're just going to try to dominate as much of the map as they can, it looks like. Babylon is still there. See, they got the catapult going over. They're not going to try to... They're not going to try to take that city-state, are they? They could, but here's the issue with it. As I stated before, this mod is kind of broken. So I think it's going to be more of a domination thing than it will be a religion. Sorry to say, I would like to be able to see the, you know, maybe, yeah, a victory could come up in 500 turns as having the, you know, the highest religion. You know, but I don't think that's really going to work out with this mod. Sorry to say, I wish it would. So the mod is putting a restriction on it. And that would actually be something that maybe we could work on. Developing one of these autoplay mods that, you know, that would go with score too. You know, if you get to the 500 turn victory, if you had the highest score, that would give you a victory even though you are completely dominated like the Aztecs are here. But the mod doesn't work that way, which is sad. Even though I did leave all the victory conditions on in hopes that, you know, if they're going for a religion victory, you know, they would build up more and get more cities and make their cities stronger, but it doesn't look like it's going to turn out that way. Up there they go. The Americans are coming in. 3 pikemen, and a swordsman. Looks like they might be going in for the final. There it is. Final blow. It just went down. Let's make sure it stays. See, they got the naval ship in here. They got crossbow coming in. This is definitely a victory for the Americans. We're going to give it a few more turns. Boston. Did they change the name? No, they put another city in. Now, this is a victory for the Americans. They've got that final city. And the issue is the game is not going to end here with, you know, saying it's a domination victory. So, at this point here, I'm calling it total victory for the Americans. They will move on into the next bracket. The Aztecs, I'm sorry to say, they didn't do as well as I thought they would. I really thought that they would get the early advantage or the early edge in the start of the game, having their unique unit right out of the gate. But the Americans just completely dominated it once they sat down. And I think their key to the whole win was when they put this borderline. They had like 3 cities right here. I forget the name of the city. I think this was, when they dropped in Los Angeles. There's Charleston. Where was it here? Oh, there's Washington right there. But when they dropped in New Orleans and Los Angeles across this line, I think that's what actually did it for the Americans right there. They put that border up, and then it was just a matter of just eventually moving in. So they got more going on. We can go with this, but this game is over with. The Americans are moving on to the next round over here. The game only took about an hour and a half on this one. As I said, with the Mongolian and the German Empire one, that took 3 hours. But those are 2 high-end civilizations. So, I mean, I hope you like what you saw today. I hope you do come back to see more. I will do my next broadcast will be, I'm going to try to do one for tomorrow night since I have the night off. It'll probably be Canada and the Cree civilization. That, again, will start 4 p.m. Pacific time. So, until then, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give a like, give a thumbs up and everything to it. Get more people in here. I do have one person. I want to say thank you to you, say hello, say goodbye, and hope to see you tomorrow night. Canada, I believe it's Canada and the Cree that'll be going up tomorrow night. So until then, take care, guys. Okay, I'm calling it their American victory. I'm calling it here. As you can see, America has the victory. They will be moving on to the next round. Until next time, and I know I apologize for not saying your name correctly. Hope to see you tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Should be Canada and the Cree, I believe it is. But check back and you'll see exactly. Bye.